All right, here we go. My name is Jax, and I just started a new All the Mods 10 game. This is a brand new world, and we got some peacocks, so that's kind of cool. Now, while I play Minecraft, I like to just kind of think out loud and let my thoughts go where they're going to go. Whole bunch of structures over there, including what looks like a village. So I'm just gonna talk about things. Oh my gosh, what are they doing? Today on my mind is the topic of starting something new, because this is something new for me. YouTube, not Minecraft, I've been doing that for a very long time, but this YouTube thing. So I've got a couple of things to talk about when it comes to starting something new like this, a big project, not just like, I don't know, trying something out for the first time. Although I guess that's what this is. It is trying something out. And maybe that's the first thing that I want to talk about, is starting something with the intention of not finishing it. There have been a couple of things that I've started recently that I just wanted to play around with. Steal a bed. We'll grab some food. And I didn't want the pressure of finishing it, or, you know, creating something fantastic or amazing and sharing it with the world. And so I think that's what this is going to be, at least today. You know, maybe someday it'll be something cool and I'll feel proud enough to share it. I'm just going to loot this village for a while and see if I can get some basic resources. There's a bunch of lapis around here, but I don't have the means to pick it up. I have no pick. I have nothing but bread and a bed. More so than being proud, I want to feel like it's something that I want to continue, something to improve at, something that I enjoy and want to stick with for a while. When you do start a new project, like, I don't know, a sport or creating something, you know, it might be like a woodworking project, or like, I don't know, some sort of craft or something. There's always this expectation from people and yourself, myself anyway, to make something really fantastic out of it. And so that's what I didn't want with this whole thing. I didn't want to feel like I needed to complete it at all, let alone make something incredible out of it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of playing around with things. This is my third attempt, maybe fifth attempt, maybe. I don't know. What do you even count as an attempt? I don't like the ones that give a reduction in gravity because it makes you float. It's annoying. YouTube is a big project. I didn't realize all that went into it. Man, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. Recording and editing and thinking, you know, the whole commentary aspect of it. I realized I can't do that while I'm playing. So this is a voiceover right now. I'm watching my own gameplay back and recording over the top of it. It's kind of like, you know, while I'm playing, I have these thoughts, but I can't articulate them very well. So that's why I needed to kind of separate those two aspects of this video. I needed to not be playing while I recorded the voiceover, because I get too distracted too easily. You know, I'm walking through this desert right now, walking through this town, and
Found a hat.
you know, I kind of get started on an idea.
What is that?
And then I'm like,
Camel.
oh, wow, emeralds.
Hello, camel.
Oh, a tunic, a leather tunic. And then I start to go back to my topic, and then I find something else.
I'm on the camel.
And it's just craziness.
Get out of the way, camel.
So I've already learned quite a lot about how to make YouTube videos. And yeah, there's a lot more to it than I thought. But that's kind of the funnest part of learning something new like this. Starting a new project is like all of the learning that comes at the beginning of it. And I think for some people that's pretty daunting, but I really enjoy that.
Isn't it just like you sit on him for a while and eventually becomes friendly?
In fact, I kind of tend to lose interest after I've, kind of begun to plateau as far as like that learning curve goes. It's really steep at the beginning. There's a lot to learn, and that's when I'm having the most fun.
My steed is leading me through this village.
So yeah, when that learning starts to taper off, I kind of lose interest. But
My steed needs to rest again.
the reason that I think this project will be a little bit different is because there's always going to be something new. The way that I intend to run this YouTube channel is I'm always going to be talking about whatever's on my mind
He's going back down again. Okay, I'm leaving. Done with you, Camel.
and just kind of exploring those ideas and sharing them while I play Minecraft, I guess. Minecraft I thought would be kind of the easiest to do a voiceover, because there is a lot of repetition and I know the game really well. So I thought I would start with that, but there will be other games in the future.
Oh, that gives me luck. Go on, luck.
But I think when you start something new and you're learning everything really, really quickly, that's when things are at their most exciting point. At least for me. Maybe that's different for other people. I remember I'm actually big on language learning. I taught myself French during like the peak of COVID and all of that. And I remember talking to some people in France about learning a language, and whenever anybody learns a language, they tend to learn multiple languages, just bits and pieces of multiple languages to figure out what language they enjoy. And it's exactly the same thing, because at the beginning of learning a language, you're learning very, very quickly. And then it kind of tapers off. But that's the most exciting point for me. When I'm just learning to say, hello, my name is, that's really cool. And I like to make progress on that really quickly. But I think because we have that pressure, to produce something really amazing right off the bat, it almost dissuades us from trying in the first place. And so I think by kind of removing that expectation from myself, it has allowed me to try a lot of different things that I otherwise wouldn't have. So I'm actually having fun with this. This is pretty cool. I might stick with it. But yeah, just due to the size of it, I wasn't sure. But I think in life, there are so many different things to try. And, that seems pretty obvious when you think about it. But I think a lot of people don't take the time to think about it. It's kind of, you make this big decision in your teens about what you want to do for the rest of your life. And then you never really try very much after that. You might try a food, like
Coal, coke, iron, yes.
a type of cuisine that you haven't tried before. But yeah, I think a lot of people feel safe after they choose their career path. And they don't really venture out anymore as far as like trying big things.
A magnet will be nice someday.
They might do a little bit of traveling and think that that's really adventurous. Everybody likes to travel these days. But I don't know. I want to try out different lifestyles. And this is kind of part of that. There's more to it that will be explained later, but this YouTube channel for me actually could be a pretty major lifestyle change. So I want to see if that's worth doing. And the biggest requirement in that is fun. I don't care to make money off of this. It's kind of just like, do I enjoy it?
Pocket piston.
And so far I do.
Increases attack range and block interaction. Ooh.
I mean, it's... I've created 0.5 videos at this point. This is literally my first voiceover ever.
I need leather, but I do have leather in the form of armor pieces. I just need to cut it up. And then, from Farmer's Delight, I need a knife. Right, I have nothing. No ingots of any kind. Whoa, that's a cool building. In here, I can get this. I want that too. Oh no, I lost it. Iron, perhaps? Lapis, gold, redstone. Well, gold was one of the options, wasn't it? No. 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 I just need iron so I can make shears.
I think it's interesting, like one of the first questions that you receive or give to somebody that you've just met is, what do you do? And, you know, it's implied that that question is referring to somebody's job. What do you do is, you know, I'm an accountant or whatever. And I guess that makes sense. You know, it's the largest chunk of your day is dominated by your job, 8 hours a day, more or less.
Rainbow.
But what do you do could refer to a lot of other things that you do. You know, nobody really answers that question with like, I play pickleball or something like that. They say I'm an accountant. And then everybody's like, oh, wow, very interesting, cool. Even though it's not.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
But really the cooler thing would be to say, I play pickleball, I play guitar, I like these hobbies. But nobody really answers that question in that way.
Oh no, I still need string.
For me, I think I would enjoy answering that question in that way. I want to say, you know, what do you do? I make YouTube videos.
Oh, a ruined portal.
I'm an author. I'm, you know, a woodworker, you know, whatever it is. And that's what I do. You know, that's how I enjoy spending my time. That's where I like to allocate my energy for the day, rather than just saying it's my job and that's who I am.
Patrick Starby. Wait a minute.
I don't know. A lot of people kind of tie their identity to their job, and I think that's odd.
Oh, drowning. Nope, I can't use a golden pick on obsidian. Oh, hey, diamonds. Oh, what is going on there?
So when you're trying something new, a lot of people will think of the monetary prospects of it first. Can I make money off of this thing? And that's not really how I want to look at this.
That was pretty close.
If I someday happen to make money off of YouTube, hooray. But if I don't really care. That's not why I'm doing it. Yeah, for me, it's just, is this fun? Because I think that's how I want to look at life. I want to do the things that are fun. You know, money stuff is whatever. I don't think that's really what life is all about. So I want to have fun with whatever project I choose to keep and to continue working on. And I'll let that define my identity, I think. I don't know if I love the idea of calling myself a YouTuber. It's a little bit, I don't like the word cringy, but sometimes it just fits really well.
Okay, there's my place. I need to focus. I'm here for some string, that's it. I don't want any kind of distractions. Graph! Look at this graph. Can I write it? Nah, can't write it.
Anyway, so I don't know if I'm going to tell people I'm a YouTuber or something someday, but who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll be proud of it, and I'll just say, yeah, like, this is what I do. I talk into a microphone, I play a video game, and that's who I am. That's what I do. So when people ask me, what do you do? That'll be my answer. I'm a YouTuber, I guess.
Oh. Oh no. Oh dear. I've made a mistake. A weapon would be nice. String! Yeah! We can go down a little bit more. Let's see. What do we got? This direction. Excuse you, sir. Another box. Another box. And over here. Ooh, bad. Twins.
Okay, I'm leaving. Now, when I think about enjoying the process of a new project, it's easy to think that it's like just one single facet
Oh, that looks nice.
involved in that process.
I haven't been to that area, actually. It's a second village.
Well, okay.
Oh boy.
Like for me, starting a YouTube channel, playing games and talking about whatever, I was thinking that's one thing. You know, I enjoy Minecraft. I enjoy playing video games and I can talk about my thoughts. So I kind of figured that's all there was to it.
What is going on here? Oh, is this a mine colonies village?
But now I'm realizing that the gameplay side of it is not even the largest piece of it.
Oh, that's a cute little bench.
I've been working on this video for weeks. Granted, I went on vacation and, you know, had time away, but I've spent several hours trying to make this video, and I thought that I was just going to be playing Minecraft and talking about things. But yeah, I mean, the Minecraft part takes like an hour and a half, and then I edit for 6 hours because I'm bad at it. I don't know what I'm doing yet. And now I'm doing the voiceover stuff, and I'll put a couple hours into that, and then it all needs to be polished. So there's more work to be done.
Continuing on west. Might do a little kidnapping first.
So when you think about it, it's probably going to be like 10 hours or something that goes into a single video. And 1.5 of that is actually playing Minecraft.
Also, I think if I want him to shut up, I can just put him in my backpack.
So that's kind of interesting. That's something I didn't really think about before.
Roller skate. That's fun.
There's a lot of aspects to this. In fact, I've kind of figured there's like 3 major pieces of it. So playing the game, which I know I enjoy. Of course, I've been doing that for a decade or 2. I don't know. How long's Minecraft been out? Forever. But yeah, playing the game, editing, and voiceover. Those are 3 major aspects of this project. And playing the game is fun. Editing is not too bad. A lot of people talk about it being horrible.
There we go. Oh, stop play.
I don't think it's so bad.
While running continuously, gradually increase the player's movement speed, reaching a maximum bonus of 25% after 5 seconds. As movement speed increases, block slipperiness also increases. This could be horrible. Let's see how it goes.
I'm not going to do like Mr. Beast type stuff. These videos are going to be pretty raw with minimal editing.
Oh boy. Oh boy. It's working.
And then the voiceover stuff is something I'm figuring out right now.
It works pretty poorly, but it does work.
And so far I like it. I've always enjoyed the process of just kind of thinking out loud, and usually it's to my wife as she's falling asleep, and I think the sound of my voice and the conversation topics put her to sleep.
It's a funky crab. Can I capture you? No.
Maybe it's boring. I don't know. I really enjoy it though. I have a good time.
Okay, what do we have here? Oh, yeah. It's a bit hard to control with these rollerblades on.
I remember when I was younger, I played guitar. I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to make music. And it turns out it's pretty hard to find a band, especially for a guitarist, because everybody plays guitar, so no band is lacking for a guitarist.
And those are cool. This flower area is pretty cool. Amaranth grassland. Oh, this is nice. What is this building?
So it's tricky. So what I ended up doing is not playing the classic rock from the 70s that I love so much, but instead kind of shifting the project a little bit.
I know this building. Oh, yeah, that's full of baddies. What is that? All right. Some iron in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
You know, what I thought I wanted to do was play some Zeppelin, and I still love playing Led Zeppelin music, but in the context of a music project, I had to do things a little bit differently than I originally anticipated. And it became kind of shoegaze music, post-rock type stuff with a lot of effects on the guitars.
I do also have my broom.
It's different, and I think, like, you know, when you're thinking about starting something new, you tend to have an idea of what it's going to look like.
Oh, that's cool.
You have a perfect form of it in your head, and then you start to get into it and realize that maybe your idea of perfect isn't exactly what you thought it was. And you have to change some things. So that's what I'm doing here. I've changed some things. You know, I thought that I could just speak off the cuff while playing a game, and it turns out it makes both of those tasks really unenjoyable. Because I can't focus on the game because I'm trying to talk, and also I can't talk because I'm partially focused on the game. So, needless to say, I would be a pretty bad streamer.
And then there was another one down there.
I know it can be done. People do stream, and they kind of do these, like, stream of consciousness type things while streaming a game, you know, while playing the game. But I don't know how.
Pretty cool.
Maybe someday. But yeah, right now that just wasn't enjoyable for me, so I had to kind of change the formula a little bit. I think being adaptable is a pretty key component to trying something new like this. I was frustrated when I recorded that first video and realized I can't speak and play at the same time. I've got this one-track mind, apparently. I wouldn't even say that, really. It's kind of just thoughts come in bits and pieces, and it's just not coherent.
Did that say Elytra? Elyra. Yeah, who cares?
I kind of have them bouncing around in my head, and they're a jumbled mess of words and ideas, and, you know, normally they don't even have words. It's kind of just like this ambiguous, like, an idea that is not concrete enough to be put into words yet.
Oh, I need iron or copper first. Okay. I guess I'm not ready for gold yet.
And so that's how I ran that first video, the one that will never be posted anywhere. It was, you know, a prototype, a first attempt. It was frustrating because it didn't go the way that I had seen it in my head. I could have just kind of quit right there. Part of me wanted to, but I was like, okay, well, you know, this version of it didn't work, but maybe I can tweak things a bit, and maybe it will still be fun, just as fun, or very nearly as fun as I thought it would be. And I think when you're trying something new like this, I think that's the key, is to, like, maximize the fun out of it first. I did, okay, tangent. I'll come back to that. Remind me to talk about piano lessons.
I wonder if I could kill a golem.
But yeah, maximize the fun out of it first and then go back and kind of tweak the process and be like, okay, I can sacrifice 10% of the fun in order to get 50% more, whatever it is, mastery of that thing. Okay, so my one piano lesson that I ever had, I went into this woman's house, sat down at her piano. She was like mad at me right off the bat because I parked in her driveway. I guess I was pretty new to driving at the time and I didn't know that broke some kind of social code or something.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I parked in her driveway. I walked into her house and I said, hello, my name is whatever my name is. And she was like, you parked in my driveway. You're going to get oil on my driveway.
Iron level and then to gold.
That looks like a really old car. And like it wasn't. It was oldish, but not ancient.
I didn't even have to kill the golem. 100, I wouldn't have been able to kill the golem.
And it was a Honda Accord. Like they're nice, reliable cars. They don't just drip oil for no reason. But yeah, she's mad at me right off the bat. And then she's like, when you come in, you need to bow to your teacher. And I was like, oh man, here we go.
What are these weird things?
Like I've never had a guitar teacher who'd made me bow to them. You know, that's the man trying to control us. But I was like, whatever, I'll bow to this lady.
Oh wow, there's amethyst, it looks like over here.
But it was just a weird way to meet her for the very first time, where like I've screwed up twice in the first 10 seconds of meeting this woman. So yeah, it was off to a bad start. You know, that was a project that I was just considering.
More of these giant archways.
And right off the bat, my fun was squashed. I really hated it. So I wish that had gone differently. I wish that I had taken my first piano lesson from a different teacher.
Oh, Lighthouse.
I wish I'd gone to somebody with a background in like rock music or popular music. This woman had me playing Einaudi, and it wasn't my style of music. I didn't choose it. She had it prepared right as I walked in. She had the sheet music for me. In fact, I think she told me to bring that sheet music, and I didn't because I was a high school student, and she was mad about that. She was like, okay, fine, you can use my sheet music. And I was like, oh, it's cool. I'll just take a picture of it. And she was like, you'll take a picture? That is stealing. You can't steal somebody's sheet music. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not what I expected. Anyway, all of that is to say, I think when you start something new, maximize fun as much as you possibly can, and then go from there. You can always roll it back, but I think you need to like get that spark to catch. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're always like just kind of curious about these things first. It always starts off as a curiosity. YouTube was a curiosity for me. I was like, oh, I wonder how people are able to do this, where they're making these really cool videos and
build some bridges between these. That might be pretty cool.
I had to fan that into a flame a little bit, and only then can it turn into something that you're really interested in. But if you have just this little spark of a curiosity and it gets rained on, that kind of kills it right off the bat. You know, it's hard to be interested in something when you've had such a bad initial experience with it. They say when you have a new goal that you should always tell people about that goal because it makes it more likely that you stick with it. But I feel like there's been conflicting evidence about that telling people about your goal kind of makes it feel like you've already accomplished it, and then you're less likely to achieve it. And I know that's the way it works for me. Not that I feel like I've achieved it. I just feel like it adds pressure, because if I tell people that I'm making a YouTube channel, they're like, oh, great, make a video, make 10 videos. Let me watch it. How many videos do you have? How's your subscriber count and all of that? And I'm like, just trying to figure out if I like this thing. I'm just kind of playing around. It's all in the interest of having fun, and I think by setting expectations for what you're going to create, it diminishes that fun. I've got a couple of cousins who went over to Australia to find themselves. I don't know, they're doing kind of a walkabout sort of thing with regard to their music because they're in a band and they want to find their sound over there. But they told everybody that they're going to do that. I mean, obviously, you know, we love them, they're part of the family, but now it's like, okay, you've been in Australia for a month or two. Where's your music? So I'm not going to tell everybody about this YouTube channel. This is just a period of me exploring, seeing if I like it. Honestly, I just want to recreate the style of YouTube that I grew up with a lot of Let's Play videos where it's kind of just like you're just hanging out with somebody. But I'll explain some more about what I intend to do with this YouTube channel in the next video, I think. I've got some ideas for it. I've got some plans. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video maybe.